Good morning, madam.
Okay, before beginning our class, we'll do an icebreaker. When I say someone says, when you hear the word someone says, you raise up your hands. When you don't hear the word someone says, you don't do anything. Okay, start. Someone says stand up. Someone says sit down. Sit down. Someone says stand up. Someone says sit down. Thank you. Before we proceeding further onto our class, I'll be introducing myself. My name is Livia Salvana, originally from Navotsila, Highlands of Navosa. You can call me Miss Livia. Before starting our class, let us quickly recapping on our yesterday's lesson. Can anyone tell me what is our yesterday's lessons?
Part of speech.
Thank you, Naomi. Part of speech. Can you state one example of part of speech?
Suva, madam.
Suva belongs to which part of speech?
Now.
Thank you, Naomi. Moving on to our class. There is a flashcard. I will be distributing a flashcard, and the pictures is pasted on it. You will take the flashcard, read the question, and identify what is pasted in the flashcard. There are 3 flashcards. I will be distribute the flashcard. You will read the question and identify the diagram, and you will be come up in front, and you will identify the diagram. This is the flashcard. Read out the questions. What is the question says?
Identify what form of mass media is pasted below. The first diagram, it's a Fiji Times. The second one is a telephone. The third one is a magazine and a radio.
Thank you, Naomi. Good girl. Okay, Naomi, when you see the pictures on the flashcard, what quickly comes out in your mind? What it will be our topic today?
Mass media, madam.
Thank you, Naomi. Mass media. Today we will be learning a new topic, which is mass media. What is mass media? Read.
It is a means of technology and form of communication, inform and entertain people.
Okay, what is mass media? Mass media, it is a means of technology. When you're talking about technology, it comes under internet, laptops, telephone, and all. Also, it is a form of communication. For example, when you are in school, when you are facing any trouble, or when you are sick, you want to call or inform your parents, you will be using telephone to inform your parents. Example of mass media, read.
Newspaper, magazines, radio, television, internet.
Okay, this is some of the example of mass media. Newspapers, magazine, radio, television, internet in the forms of laptops and telephones. Moving on to our class, this is some of the roles of mass media. Mode of communications that includes inform, educate, and entertain people. This is the mode of communication. It includes advertising on public relations. As I've already mentioned, mass media, it enables us people to communicate. Moving on, advantages of mass media, reading the first point.
Easier mode of communication in a long distance.
Second point.
Entertain people.
Third point.
Makes work easier.
Fourth point.
Clarity and accessibility.
The last one.
Save time and energy.
Okay, this is some of the advantages of mass media. It saves our time and our energy. It make the work easier. Also, it entertain, inform, and help people to communicate with each other. And it is the easier mode of communications. Our last topic for the class is disadvantage of mass media. Read the first point.
It decreases the attention of the people while doing any research.
Contributes to criminal activity, and it is very expensive. For example, if you want to buy, for example, it takes a laptop. For us as student, you want to use laptop, so our research, doing our school works and other forms of entertain. If you buy the laptop, it costs money and it is very expensive. Also, mass media, it contribute to criminal activity. This is a sum of the class activity. You'll be doing it in class, you'll be discussing class, and you'll be come up in front and presented your answers. This is other worksheet. There are 2 questions based on our lessons today, which is mass media. You'll be read the question, discuss it, and come up in front and present your answer. I will be giving you 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Stop talking. Finish now, me?
Yes, madam.
Okay, come up in front and present your answer. You got the questions? The first questions?
Define mass media in your own words. Mass media is an easier mode of communication.
Thank you.
State some of the examples of mass media: television, newspaper, radio, mobile phones, and magazines.
Thank you, Naomi. Thank you, Naomi. Good girl. Okay, this is some of the group activity. You'll be doing it in a group, and you'll be distributing yourselves into groups, and you'll be doing this group activity. I will giving the worksheets. You'll be answering it in group. One of the group member will be come up and presented the group activity. I'll be giving you 5 minutes. Distribute yourself into group, working as a group. Answer the question. One of the group member will be coming up and presented the answer in front. I'll be giving you 5 minutes. Your group activities. What is the question says?
State some of the advantages and disadvantages of using a mass media. Some of the advantages are clarity and accessibility, makes work easier, and save time and energy. The disadvantages are very expensive and it contributes to criminal activities.
Thank you. Hope that you all understand our lessons today. Before ending our class, you will be going home and complete your work, complete your homeworks, and also study your work. Cause next week is our exam. Thank you for listening and get ready for the next class.